Hello, learners. In this entire series of lectures, we'll take up the second chapter, that is a module 2 on the concrete, and we'll try to understand them one by one. So, to begin with, we'll start with what is fresh concrete. We'll see some properties of a fresh concrete. We'll see what is workability, what are the factors affecting the workability. Then we'll try to cover the very important topic of concrete technology, that is a slump test, which we usually do on the site. Then we have a compaction factor test, we have a VB consistometer test, then we have a flow test. Then a very important term that we should be knowing is about the segregation and the bleeding. And we already seen this term as even in the first chapter also, right? During the use of a fly ash and all, if we had seen the effect on that, we had seen that fly ash is going to reduce the segregation and the bleeding effect. So what is this segregation and bleeding? We have not understood it. We'll try to see them here. Then how a concrete is manufactured, right? That we need to see, right from the batching, from the mixing, how it is transported, how the concrete is placed, and how the compaction is done. Then comes the very important topic, that is about the curing. We should understand what is curing. We already have seen what is curing, right? Whenever you see any concreting work done, you see people applying water over that on the slab or maybe on the column. They try to spray the water on the concrete surface, so that is called as curing. So in that we have different methods, like we have water curing, which is usually followed everywhere. Then we have membrane curing, we have steam curing, we have accelerated curing, and we have a self curing. Other than that, finally we are going to come to the last topic, that is a good and the bad practice of making and using the fresh concrete. So this will sum up everything whatever we have studied here. If you sum up everything, you are going to get the answer for this, that is a good and a bad practice of making and using fresh concrete. And finally we'll try to see what's the effect of heat of hydration. We know what is heat of hydration. That is, it is a heat which is liberated when a water is added to the cement, is called as heat of hydration, and that particular reaction is called as exothermic reaction. And we'll try to see what is the effect of that during the mass concreting, especially in the dams and raft foundations and all, right? Yeah, so all these things we are going to cover one by one. Yeah, right. So this is all about, written in a simple words, water cement ratio, bleeding, segregation, workability, right? So this is a slump test. We'll try to see how it has to be done. Yeah. Now to begin with, we'll try to see what is concrete again and see the fresh properties of that. Yeah. So concrete is referred to as a being fresh from the time it is mixed until it sets and starts to harden, right? So whenever we prepare a concrete, we say the concrete is fresh in nature. The same thing with the sweets and the other things, right? If you go to the sweet shop or if you go to any restaurants, we ask them whether it is fresh or not. So whatever is made, whatever is prepared instantly, we say it is fresh in nature. In the same way, concrete is referred to as a fresh from the time it is mixed until it sets and starts to harden. Next is the plastic state of fresh concrete provides a time period for transportation, placing, compaction, and surface finishing. That means whenever my concrete is fresh in nature, what is going to happen? I can do the transportation easily. That means there is no setting in the concrete. I can easily place my concrete in the foundation or maybe in the column or maybe in the slab. Then also I can do the compaction of that, and then finally I can do the finishing of that, right? So these are the different nature of a concrete, I mean the nature of a fresh concrete. So the properties of a fresh concrete has a large influence on the construction speed and the decision making. Obviously, because if a concrete is fresh in nature, then what will happen? The speed of a construction also happens quickly, right? So that is what you mean by the third point. Yeah. Now, again, trying to see the properties. The first is that it must be easily mixed and transported, right? So whenever you prepare a concrete, you have to, you should be in a position to mix it easily, and also the transportation should happen easily, right? So this is how it is. The mixing is done with the help of this mixers what is available. You're done the mixing here, and from here with the help of this wheelbarrow you try to do the transportation. So whenever you do this operation, that is a mixing and the transportation, so what will happen? It should be easily for you. Yeah. So the second point is that, yeah, it must be uniform throughout a given batch and between the batches, right? That means whenever you prepare a concrete, we try to prepare the concrete in batches. That means, let us say I want to prepare a concrete. Anyhow, we'll try to see them. Let us say I want to prepare a concrete of some 10 m cube, 10 cubic meters. So at once I cannot prepare that because the capacity of a mixer is, let us say, 0.5 or 1 cubic meter. So I have to prepare them in the batches. So whenever you prepare them in the batches, every time you prepare them in the batches, they should be uniform. And what is the next point? Let me. See that? Yeah, so it should be uniform throughout a given batch and between the batches, right? So this is how it the color of your cement should be good. I mean, it should be green in color and it should be uniform in nature. Yeah. Now coming to the third point, it must keep its fluidity during the transportation period. That means, see, whenever we prepare the concrete, let us say, I'll go back. See, this is the concrete what I prepared now. So once I prepare from here, till I take it, I bring it to the site. I bring it to the site, or I bring it to the place where the concreting has to happen. So what it is written here? It must keep its fluidity. That means it should have that fluidity in it during the transportation period. So whatever concrete I prepared, it the same to same concrete has to reach to the site. So it should be fluid in nature. It cannot set here. So these are the properties of the fresh concrete. So next one is that it should have a flow properties such that it is capable of completely filling the forms. The flow property, you can understand this through the help of a workability. That means whenever you pour the concrete in the foundation and all, it should be able to flow on its own, right? That means it should have enough workability and it should be in a position to fill all the forms. Let us say this is a form work, it has to flow easily. That is what you mean by the fourth point. Yeah. Now coming to the next point, it must have the ability to be fully compacted without the segregation. Of course, whenever we place the concrete, we don't want the segregation to happen, right? Segregation means the separation of the heavier materials from the lighter materials. If I take a concrete, so what will happen? The coarse segregate have more density compared to the sand, right? And the cement has lesser density compared to the sand. So if there is a separation between them, let us say coarse aggregate is standing on one side and fine aggregate and cement is on the other side and water is on the other side, so then what will happen? There is a segregation, that is separation of the particles. So always that segregation should not happen, right? So that is why it is written here, it must have the ability to be fully compacted without the segregation. Yeah. So next is it must set in a reasonable period of time, obviously, because all the concrete we want to set it after certain time so that the strength gain is going to happen. So this is a yeah, 3 4 5, this is the sixth point what I have. And the last point is that it must be capable of being finished properly, either against the form or by means of troweling or other surface treatment. That is, once you place the concrete, it should be in a position to finish it properly. A proper level surface has to be obtained, right? Also, and also whenever you are making use of the formwork and all, there should be proper placement of the concrete. So these are the 6 or 7 properties of a fresh concrete, right? Yeah. So next point is that the fresh state of concrete only lasts a few hours, which is not very long considering that it can last for 100 even thousands of years in its hardened state. So what do you mean by this? That is, whenever we prepare a concrete, let us say I have prepared a concrete here, right? I have prepared a concrete. So now this is a fresh concrete. So it can remain in a fresh state, let us say up to 2 or 3 hours maximum. Okay, if you're not using a retarder and all, let us say up to 3 hours, it will be in a fresh state. After that, what will happen? It will start to harden, isn't it? Slowly it will start to harden, and once it gets hardened, that becomes my building, and that building can stay for 50 years, 100 years, 200, 300, and so on. So that is what it is written here. A fresh state of a concrete only lasts a few hours in the sense 2 or 3 hours, which is not very long, considering that it can last for 100 or even thousands of years in the hardened state. This is my hardened state. Hardened state can be anything. It may be a building or whatever you're supposed to do, you can do that. So once you put the concrete, it becomes in a hardened state. The next is that, but the properties of the fresh concrete are extremely important because they affect the final product. If you want a final product like a building and all, so the fresh property is very important. If your concrete is good, if it is workable, if it has enough fluidity, and right, if there is no segregation and all, only then it can turn into a final product like a building. So that is what you mean by the second point here. Yeah. Now coming to the very important properties of the plastic concrete in the sense the normal green concrete what we have, right? So first is workability. We have not understood the meaning of workability. A small definition I have given you, but still we'll try to see them. Second is second is about the segregation. The third is bleeding. The fourth is consistence. Then we have mobility, and then we have compatibility, right? So if you see it here, see what has happened here in this particular concrete, there is a lot of water, right? So it is not properly mixed, so this is called as bleeding. Similarly, second is about the workability. So it's the ability of a concrete to flow on its own. Look at this particular mixture, it is very harsh in nature, right? Now you can't use this kind of mixture in the concreting work, right? Because it cannot flow on its own. So again, the workability is not achieved here, right? So these are the few properties of a plastic concrete which we need to take care of whenever we try to prepare a concrete, right? Yeah. So I hope the basic understanding is clear about the fresh concrete, the properties, how it has to be understood and all. So in the next lecture, yeah, in the next lecture, we'll try to see what is workability, and we'll try to see what are the different tests that we're supposed to do on the concrete. So we'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you.